Today we're diving deep into a super creepy story from Westminster, Colorado, 2012. Our main character, Austin Sigg, a 17-year-old kid, the kind of teen you'd see at school, rocking a hoodie, living with his mom, maybe gaming all day. But don't let that fool you. Deep down, this guy was a monster through and through, ready to shock the entire community with a horrifying crime. In 2012, Austin Sigg committed a crime involving 10-year-old Jessica Ridgway in a way that, man, no one saw coming. This story isn't just about the crime, it's about the twisted mind of a teenager. Alright, let's paint a picture of Austin Sigg for you. A 17-year-old kid living with his mom in Westminster, Colorado, in a classic American neighborhood. Neat houses, friendly neighbors, snow blanketing the streets in winter. Austin's the kind of teen you'd spot at school, dropped out of high school, got his GED, dreamed of being a mortician. Okay, kinda creepy, but hey, everyone's got weird hobbies, right? But hold up, this is where things get weird. His mom, Mindy, found out Austin was hooked on watching super violent since he was 13. Not your rom-com stuff, but sick things like assault. The kind of stuff you skip on Netflix cause it'll haunt you for a month. And get this, he signed up for a forensic science class like he was enrolling in How to Hide a Body 101. He sat there soaking up lectures on serial killers, jotting down notes like, ooh, dismemberment's a great way to cover your tracks, gotta remember that. And you know what? He'd already tried his hand at it. A few months earlier, he attacked a woman at Kettner Lake with a chloroform-soaked rag, thinking he was some master criminal. But fail. She fought back and bolted. He thought he was a crime genius, but turns out he was just a clumsy kid. So what's going on in this guy's head? A total mess of sick curiosity, a craving for control, and some seriously warped fantasies. He wasn't just watching creepy stuff, he wanted to live it. His motives? A dangerous combo. He was addicted to the power rush of manipulating others, obsessed with dead bodies from his forensics class, and had a cold, dead heart that didn't know empathy. Those dark thoughts grew with every violent video he watched, every crime lecture he attended, until they turned into a real plan. October 5th, 2012, a freezing morning in Westminster, snow blanketing the road to Jessica Ridgway's elementary school. Jessica, a 10-year-old girl, was skipping to school, clutching a snowball, her smile shining like sunshine in the winter. She had no idea that day would turn into a nightmare. Austin Sigg woke up, and instead of going to school or gaming, he decided to hunt. He cruised around the neighborhood thinking, who's my unlucky victim today? And then he spotted Jessica, tiny, carefree, totally unaware. He lured her to his car, quick as a flash, tied her hands and feet with zip ties, you know, the kind you use for cables, and shoved her in the back like he was playing GTA in real life. He took Jessica to his house, and you won't believe this. He let her watch TV, probably some cartoons, and even grabbed a pizza from the microwave like, chill out, eat up, it's about to get, creepy. Poor Jessica asked him things like, will I see my mom again? He lied to keep her calm, but in his head. A storm of emotions, total thrill from controlling a life, but also panic knowing he was about to cross the line. Then things turned pitch black. He tried strangling Jessica with zip ties, but they cut his hands. Ouch! So he switched to his bare hands, squeezed tight, and even whispered, I'm sorry. Sorry for what, bro? Did he think that fake apology would erase his horrific crime? His psyche at that moment? A crazy mix of thrill from absolute power and a fleeting speck of regret, but that twisted mind wouldn't let him stop. He craved the rush of domination, wanting a life in his hands. This was him acting out the violent fantasies he'd been feeding since he was a kid, fueled by his forensics obsession with death. To him, Jessica wasn't a girl with dreams and a family, just a target to feed his sick ego. His actions weren't just cruel, they showed a heart that died long ago. Jessica in her final moments must have been terrified and in pain, but her smile will forever be a light he could never snuff out. After killing Jessica, Austin didn't run or beg for help. He sat there crying like, oh man, what did I just do? But then, that twisted brain flipped to practical mode. He thought, okay, gotta hide the body, no one can find it. He grabbed a utility knife, an electric saw from the garage, straight out of a B-horror flick, and dismembered her. He stuffed her remains into black trash bags, hid them in the pool shed, then moved some to the crawl space under the house. Like, this spot's totally safe. But Austin wasn't done. To throw the cops off, he ditched Jessica's backpack, that cute gray one with pink flowers, the last thing she carried, in another neighborhood, like, haha, good luck finding it, officers. The creepiest part? He took a wooden cross, scratched random symbols on it like some sloppy doodles, and tossed it in with the remains, as if the cops would think, oh, must be some religious nut. Bro, you think you're Hannibal Lecter or what? He thought this plan would make him a crime mastermind, but it was just a dumb act from a panicked kid. But his so-called genius plan started crumbling. Austin was so stressed he couldn't sleep, his heart pounding every time he heard a cop car. His psyche then, torn between panic over getting caught and a delusion he could outsmart the police, hiding the crime to dodge consequences, but deep down, he still wanted to leave a mark. That cross was his way of flaunting his so-called sick smarts. He didn't just want to hide her, he wanted to toy with the investigation, like he was playing a game only he knew the rules to. But he forgot one thing, his crime left traces that couldn't be erased, and Jessica's pain will always be a reminder of his cruelty. 18 days after the crime, Austin Sigg couldn't take the pressure anymore. Every cop car siren, every news report about Jessica made his heart feel like it was gonna jump out of his chest. Finally, he sat down with his mom, mustered up the nerve, and called 911 like, yo, I killed Jessica Ridgway, come get me. In the living room, he spilled everything. The kidnapping, the murder, the dismemberment, even that earlier attack on a woman at Kettner Lake. He laid it all out like he was reading a horror movie script, even calling himself a monster. Well, no one's arguing with that, bro. The cops retested his DNA, cause they lost the first sample. Talk about the fail of the year. And boom, perfect match. Austin got life in prison plus another 80 years, guaranteeing he'll never see daylight again. His psyche during the confession. He wasn't truly sorry, he was just crushed by the guilt and fear of getting caught, so he confessed to control the narrative like he still wanted to call the shots. His motives, escaping the mental nightmare, but not for Jessica or her family. He was only thinking about himself, as always. He was a selfish jerk who never grasped the pain he caused. This case isn't just about Austin. It left a massive scar on the Westminster community. Jessica's family, friends, neighbors, they were all haunted by the loss of a girl who loved purple and green, loved smiling, and snowballs. But they turned that pain into something meaningful. A park named after Jessica Ridgway, with purple and green, her favorite colors. Now a place where kids play and the community remembers. This case also teaches us a big lesson. Don't let stuff like violent content or warped fantasies take over your mind. A kid like Austin can start with a few creepy videos and go way too far, turning into a monster. As for Austin, he's probably sitting in prison thinking back to the day he tried to play Hannibal Lecter and failed miserably.